Hello guys, welcome to AI with Funzi. Hello guys, welcome to AI with Funzi. So this is almost 11 o'clock. This is 10:54 a.m. Nigerian time. And guys, welcome to AI with Funzi. If this is your first time seeing this channel, please like, subscribe and share. What we do here in AI with Funzi is this channel is mainly for AI tutorials. Yes, AI tutorials. So if you are a newbie, if you are a beginner and you're looking for a channel to start learning how to create content with AI, this channel AI with Funzi is all you need. I'm going to be pasting my playlist, the link to my playlist in the description, so that you're going to see my viral videos there. Those viral videos, why did it go viral? It went viral because it was explicitly explained. It was a very beginner friendly tutorial that I made. So I compiled all of them into a playlist, so that if you're a beginner new to content creation using AI, you can easily start with that. Watch those videos and get heads up on how to start creating content with AI. So once more, welcome guys. I wanted to use my phone to do this live streaming, but guys, I wasn't able. It was at the dying minute that I had to just make an alternative of using my laptop to go live. But do not worry guys, we'll still do this today. So this is 11, so I'm still waiting. At least let one person join us before we start fully. So guys, thank you so much for joining the live. Like I said earlier, I have introduced myself to you guys. This is AI with Funzi. This channel is mainly for AI content creation. If you're a beginner who is looking for a channel that you can easily understand whatsoever they are teaching you on AI content creation, AI with Funzi is the channel you should be on. So guys, as you can see, this is the topic for today. Yes, how to use ChatGPT to create consistent characters from a storyline. So I'll be explaining everything. This is the topic for this live tutorial today. Why did I choose this particular topic? Why did I decide to make this tutorial? Is because when you check online these days, guys, you see that there are so many videos, AI content creation videos out there. But what differentiates a unique one from the random ones we usually see is how the creator was able to make his or her video consistent, like his or her AI characters, how he was able to make each of them consistent. And for them to make those characters consistent, it started with a good storyline. See, you cannot create good content without your storyline being good. Do you get me? You cannot create good content without your storyline being good. So for your content to be good, for your characters to be consistent, you need to create a good storyline. So in this live tutorial that we are having right now, I would still show you guys the master prompt. I call it scene, SCENE. It is a format that I recently discovered. I'm teaching all of this for free just because of the love of my fans, my community. You guys have been helping me ever since I started this channel. We are currently at 2,000 subscribers. I think 2,300 and something subscribers. Thank you so much guys. Please, let's take it to 3,000 subscribers, and also let's watch these videos to the end, all my videos, watch them to the end. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be putting in playlists so that if you are new to this channel and you are looking for my viral kind of videos, like the videos that you will watch and get one or two information about creating content with AI, I'm going to be putting them in the description so that you check it out. So guys, I'm still waiting for you guys to get up to like 3 so that we can get started. It's already 11 o'clock, so please, you guys should join the live. So guys, like I told you guys earlier, this is the topic for today, and this is what we're going to do today. These are the things we're going to learn for this tutorial for today. Since we will learn from this live session, we're going to be using what is called Scene Master Prompt Formula. You can see it's using the Scene Master Prompt Formula to create professional, consistent story from which we are going to get our consistent characters. Then we'll also learn how to create consistent characters for your story, and the free text to image tool that does the magic of maintaining consistency of characters. So these are the things we're going to learn in this live section. Alright, let's get started. So on the next slide, you can see that this is an image. This is like a typical kind of image we see in most AI stories or AI characters. Let's say someone has a story that say, okay, we go to ChatGPT and say, create a story of a girl that goes to the market, she buys this, she buys that, and you use any of the AI text to image generator and you generated your first image. This is your first scene. You can see I wrote scene 1. So scene 1, this is the first image for it, and you want to like create story out of this. You want to create series of image out of this. But it happened that for this scene 1, this is the image, right? Then for scene 2 now, for you to generate the next image, scene 2, you can see that this scene 2 image, you are still describing that same person, but you can see that there is no consistency. This person, this face you are seeing right here, doesn't have anything in common with this first person scene. You are seeing it. These two faces are not the same, and most newbies will end up saying, why is this thing not like, why is the first image I generated, why is it not the same thing as the second image? What's changed? Is your prompt. It's you not knowing how to prompt very well. And what I'm going to show you guys in this live tutorial is how to prompt very well. And also, mind you, the AI tool you are using to generate your image also has an effect on how you maintain the consistency of your characters. So that's why towards the end of this tutorial, as time goes on, I'm going to still show you the free AI tool I usually use to create consistency of my characters in my story. There's one particular video I made last year. I made that tutorial video on how to create AI movies, and so many people like that video because I explicitly showed you guys how to maintain consistency. I think that time I used Grok. That was when Grok was still free to use. I used Grok, and how I used Grok to maintain the consistency of the characters in that AI movie was so awesome. I think that video got up to like 18k views, guys. So guys, you can see that, like what I was saying earlier, maintaining consistency of your characters is very good. From this that you wanted to create, like a girl going to an African kind of market, and then the next scene she's looking different. You can see that these two persons are not the same. Then the next scene, that same person is looking like a totally different person. And you be like, oh, you feel frustrated that AI does not generate what I need. It ends up changing everything for me. But the problem is not AI, it is you not knowing how to use the AI to level up your creation. So that's why this tutorial is so needed. I'll be explaining everything to you. So for this tutorial, we are going to be using what is called Master Prompting Framework. I call it SIN. You can see it, Master Prompting Framework. This Master Prompting Framework is a way of you prompting your text to any AI agent, be it ChatGPT, be it Claude AI, or even Gemini. Yes, because you can still use Gemini, ChatGPT, or Claude to prompt. So for you to master this, or for you to understand this Master Prompting Framework, there's something I call SCENE. SCENE. I'm going to break down what these 5-letter words, these 5-letter words are saying, what it is and what it entails. Because if you understand these 5-letter words, SCENE, once you understand it, you would know how to prompt very well, and your resulting or when it's like your AI characters that will be resulting out of it will look realistic. One, it will look consistent also, and your story will also make sense. So let's get started on what this actually means. Let's see how many people are on this live. Wow. So like I said earlier, this Master Prompting Framework, I'm going to be using this called SCENE, SCENE. So let's start with S. What S means? S is the story foundation. So you know that some people, if they go to ChatGPT, like ChatGPT is like the most popular this thing that most people use. So they'll go to ChatGPT and say, okay, I want to create a story, craft out a unique story for me about this of a girl, this one, that one. But what you need to know is that for you to create a story, you must know the story foundation. And for you to know the story foundation, is not about you telling them to create a story of this. You need to define the world. When I mean world, like this word, this is, I've highlighted it. You need to define the world around that story. Okay, if you're saying you want to create a story of a girl, where is that girl? Is the girl in the rural parts of the world or urban parts of the world? What's the world around the girl or around the character you want to create a story about? Like you want to create a story on. So you need to understand the story foundation, and for you to understand the story foundation, you need to define the world around the character or around the story you want to create. So I wrote out some examples here for you to now, for this story foundation, for you to properly prompt, like for you to write it properly, for you to tell ChatGPT or any AI model you're using to develop your prompts, what you should tell it is, say for instance, create a story in a present day Lagos, Nigeria, where social media fame influences the dreams and decisions of young adults. The story should feel emotionally realistic and culturally authentic. So you can see that we are still on the S section of this master prompt framework, and you see that at this very place we have created a word, like we have explained to ChatGPT or Claude, as the case may be, that you should create a story based on the present day Lagos. It could be create a story based on the present day village or something, and make sure you put in the location where this thing is happening. If it's happening in America, if you want it to happen in America, put it there. If you want it to happen in any part of the world at all, put it there, because you don't expect AI to know where you want it to be. So I'm going to say create a story set in present day Lagos, Nigeria, where social media fame. So I've already established this with ChatGPT. So here I said where social media fame influences the dreams. So here I'm not explaining to let's say I'm using ChatGPT. I'm not explaining to it that this is like the problem right now, where social media fame influences the dreams and decisions of young adults. So right now, ChatGPT now understands that okay, this story has a settings in present day Lagos, Nigeria, and this is the problem in this story: how social media fame changes the dreams of young people. Are you seeing it right now? And then I added this, like me giving more information to the AI, that the story should feel emotionally realistic. See, there's something there about most movies. If you watch, say for instance, Funka Akindele, most of her movies, they are always relatable. Why do you think her movies sell? Her movies sell because they are relatable, and there's no how you watch any of her, all these what is it called, cinematic movies, all these cinema movies, that you won't feel emotionally attached, that you won't say, oh, it's like this thing has happened to somebody I know. Sure you get. So make sure you add this, that the story should feel emotionally realistic and culturally authentic. You get. So with this right now, you putting in your story question using this example I just gave to you guys now, your like the AI you are using to create this, to prompt this, has already gotten your setting and your tone. It now fully understands this part of it, but we are not yet done. It now at least has a glimpse that okay, this is how the story setting and tune should be. So it now understands that this is how the story setting and the tune should be. So we are done with S in the master prompting framework. So let's go to C right now, which is the character purpose. Character purpose. So when I mean character purpose, you shouldn't ask the AI tool you are using to prompt, you shouldn't ask it for it to give you a character. No, you don't do that. You don't tell for instance ChatGPT, tell that okay, for this story provide the character for me. You don't do that. It is from your story. It is from this scene I just explained to you guys. It's from here that you create a purpose or create a reason why that character exists. For example, for this character purpose now, I'll tell the AI tool I'm using, take for instance ChatGPT now, I'll say create a female protagonist, like a female male like the main actor in that story. So you are the one now, okay, since we have a story set now, we have a story tone of a present day Nigeria that is an adult or still a child. So from this example, I'm showing you guys this example of like what it should be. So I said create a female protagonist whose greatest strength eventually becomes her biggest weakness. her background, appearance, and personality must naturally reflect the environment she grew up in. So from this example I now gave to ChatGPT now understands and design the character from the story instead of it just inventing, just okay at least, because normally ChatGPT, there's no how you're going to ask ChatGPT for something, it won't at least give you something in return. But what matters most is that that thing is giving you in return, is that what it should be? That's the question, or that's what should be your this thing checkpoint. So guys, all right, so you've already understood what this means. Character purpose, that is you defining to the AI model you are using what your character should be, what it should look like, explaining the character to the AI. So next is E, which is emotional journey. I think I mentioned earlier about this. I think I mentioned it while still at Story Foundation. At this point, I said the story should feel emotionally realistic and culturally authentic. And I made mention of actress Funka Kindele. Apart from herself, some other movies. I think there's one movie I watched from Bimbo Ademoye. What was that movie? I can't remember the name now, but I think she and Sonia, they acted it. That she was she did that dual acting there. I think the setting or something was in a law environment or something. That kind of movie, like at a point I was like, Jesus Christ. I think that was when her twin sister died or something. I was feeling emotional. So let me put it back to this very place now. Emotional journey, that's the E part of this master framework we are checking out. This emotional journey. So you need to tell ChatGPT or any AI model you are using, tell it how do you want your viewers to feel. Because if I'm watching a movie, I love Nigerian movies, yes. I love Nollywood, but before you see me watch Nollywood, like there must be something about that Nollywood I'm watching. So you need to tell ChatGPT how the viewers should feel. So take for instance the example I gave. I said the audience should first admire her determination. Why am I using her? Because I've already defined to ChatGPT that the character I'm using is a female protagonist. So don't feel like where did this come from? And I've already defined to ChatGPT how the story foundation should be. So I said the audience should first admire her determination. So that's why sometimes you'll be watching a movie, maybe the main character or the main actor in the movie is determined, like she just came into a new office, like a new office environment, and she's just minding her business. She's like, I'm here for strictly work. After it, I don't have any business with anybody. Then later on in that movie, you start seeing that this actor is like doing another thing, this thing, like what is this thing that she did? Like some person will even be watching a movie, I'll be like, what's wrong with this actor? Why did this actor make this kind of decision? So you should tell ChatGPT that you should first create that scenario of the viewer already loving, like they first of all love the character, say, oh, I really love what this person is doing. But along the line, in storyline, you find out that the actor is now like either misbehaving, or the actor is now asking him or herself, why did I do this? So this is where this point comes from. The person now questions their decision. Then later on, the viewer will still sympathize with her struggle. Maybe later on in the movie, all the things the actor did are now backfiring back to them, and the viewers will be like, oh God, you couldn't have made this decision. But some people that are watching movies, it will be as if they're even live in that acting scene, you get. So Later on, the viewers will start sympathizing with the person's struggles, and finally, they will still celebrate the transformation. So, all these are what you should tell the AI tool of how it should write or how it should prompt for you. You see, so right now, your story now has an emotional structure. The story now have an emotional structure. Get me? So let's move straight because there's no time. I'm still going to show practical examples here. So let's move to the next one, which is N, narrative rules. So narrative rules. This is still part of the master prompting style you should use, or the master prompting format you should use. We have talked about S, which is the story foundation. We have talked about C, which is the character purpose. Then we have talked about E, emotional journey. Then right now we are at N, which is the narrative rules. So at this narrative rules, if you don't tell the AI prompting tool you are using how it should narrate the scenes, it will just be jam packing. You just see, like in your text prompt, you see that two scenes are jam packed at the same time. I will be like, how am I going to generate this one now? So it is your duty, because you are the human that is prompting this AI. Yeah, I don't know anything, but the one that is prompting it. So you need to tell it how it should narrate the scenes for you. You get? You need to tell it how to narrate the scenes for you. So all the things I'm showing you guys, I'm still showing you guys example. This example is like telling you how it should be. You get me? So I said, for example, no rushed events. Like if for instance now a story of a girl, let me still use what you, like this context you are still in, of a girl that is determined, like social media now changes what she already planned. Like it should start, like there shouldn't be any rushed events. The AI tool that I'm using for prompting should first like define what her life was before social media, before she used social media. She should first of all define it. Not that it will just come and show us when she's already working, when she's already posting videos or anything. It should first of all define what her life looks like before she's venturing into social media stuff. Then the second one, based on this example, I said every scene must have a purpose. Yes, every scene must have a purpose. Then every action must have consequences. The character should speak naturally. Introduce supporting characters gradually. Keep continuity across every scene. Avoid cliches. Yes, avoid cliches. That means it shouldn't sound predictable, because that's most people say that Nigerian movies, they're always predictable. Like you see a girl that is suffering, later on the girl will find a rich person that's going to sponsor her to school. The person will spend, later on the girl will not marry the person. So you are telling ChatGPT that I don't want that pattern, I don't want any predictable scene. Like there should be twists in it, you get. So also tell it to maintain same personalities all through or throughout. Tell it to maintain same personalities throughout. So in that story, if you have like 3 main characters, and those 3 main characters, the first character is a lawyer, the second character is a teacher, the second character is a doctor, at no point should any of these 3 characters change, like their personalities should change. Then this one will not be this one. No, you should still maintain this thing, you get. So the next one is expansion. Remember, we are still at this master prompting framework structure, which I'm showing you guys. I'm not really rushing this. I think we still have time. So I'm not rushing this. So the next one is expansion instructions. Now tell your AI prompting tool, for instance ChatGPT, to build everything. So at this point now, this is where you tell your AI prompting tool, which is ChatGPT, which you are using or which you will eventually use for this tutorial, tell it that before it writes any scene, that you should first of all analyze and understand the story. I've already given it a story foundation. I've already given it a character purpose of how my character is or what my character should be. So we are not telling that all these things I've given it based on this my scene prompts, like this my scene, or what do I even call it again? This is my master prompting format. That I should follow everything accordingly. Follow everything accordingly and analyze the story. And after that, you should create a detailed character Bible. I call it character Bible because Bible, like, everything is inside. So like if it's missing any description of any character, it can still refer back to it. So I said you should create a detailed character Bible for every major character, including its appearance, personality, motivations, strengths, weakness, clothing style, speech patterns, relationships, and emotional triggers. So this expansion part of the scene master prompting format we're using is you telling the AI prompting tool that you should analyze the story and give you character Bible for all the major characters. And what should be that character Bible is for it to describe the appearance, how each of the character looks, the personality of the characters. Like I said, I think I mentioned it when I was explaining this part, this narrative rules, that you shouldn't change the personalities you get. So you can see that the same thing is repeating here. That's to show you that this is very, very important, personality. So you should also include the appearance, personality, strengths. So that means every character, there's something that defines them. Say for instance, maybe character 1, the person is very low spirited, the person doesn't like doing anything, the person is just one soft life but doesn't want to work for it. So the AI prompting tool we are using should maintain that personality, should maintain that strength of that person throughout, except maybe it gets to a point when I still instruct this AI prompting tool that okay, this particular character, it's time for us to change this person's strength from what it was before to something like this now. You get? So with all this detail, I went ahead to say these details must remain unchanged throughout the story unless I explicitly request a change. Then outline the story into logical scenes before writing the first scene. Don't worry guys, I'm going to paste this in the description so that you can make use of it. So the next one is okay, with this you have already created a story. Like we've already created a story, I've even directed a story just by you sitting here prompting it. You have already directed a story. You have already directed a story. So like I said earlier, the AI prompting tool we are going to be using is ChatGPT. You get? You are going to be using ChatGPT. So if you're So guys, thank you so much for those of you joining the live right now. Thank you so much. So let's go back to what thank you so much. So let's go back to what we said. I said we're going to start creating our, like everything I just explained to you guys, this master prompts format I just shared with you guys, this scene structure I just showed you guys. We're going to be applying it because me just sitting here saying it, you look as if waiting is on the talk here. So that's why I need to apply it so that you guys are going to see how you can use this to start writing realistic stories, and from your realistic stories you can create consistent characters out of it. Like I said earlier, I'll still show you guys the tool I'm going to use to maintain this consistent characters, because I know that's what most of you face. So let's go to my browser. You can use both your phone, your laptop, anyone at all you have, make use of it. So I'm going to my browser right now and I'm going to click on ChatGPT. I'm going to search for ChatGPT. Let this thing open fast. Hope you guys can see my screen. So guys, I'm going to search for ChatGPT. If you are using a phone, if you are using a mobile phone, just go to Play Store. Go to Play Store, search for ChatGPT, install it. You get, because if you are using a phone, having it as an app is preferable. Instead of you going to their website to start using it like that, it's preferable that you have it as an app installed in your phone. So you can see it's ChatGPT here. So guys, I'm already inside one of my accounts in ChatGPT. So let this thing load up and we're going to get started. So this is now open. I don't think I'll start explaining how this ChatGPT interface looks like. I'm sure that by now you must have known how this ChatGPT interface looks like. And mind you, I'm using the free ChatGPT model. You can see it from here. I don't have that money to start subscribing. You see it. I'm using the free version. You get, so that doesn't still deprive you of getting something good out of it. So at this very place, this home page, for me to create this my consistent character storyline and all of that, I'm going to use this very place here that says projects. I'm going to click on it. I could have used this place that says new channel, but I want you guys to see something. So I'm going to click on projects. So project, it will ask for a project name. So which project name should I use? Let's say AI storytelling. AI storytelling. So I'm going to click on create projects. Which error is this? Network. So I'm going to put it as AI storytelling project. AI storytelling project. see that I created this project right here. Let's see it here. So from this place, you can see it says new charts in AI storytelling project. So I'm going to start copying in this, like this my prompting framework I just explained to you guys. This scene, this formula scene that I just showed you guys, I'm going to be putting it in. When I mean putting it in, for this S, for instance, which is the story foundation, I'm going to tell it how it should define my story. So this example I gave, I'm going to give it to it. I'll tell it to create the story sets, like it should create a story set in an present day Nigeria, everything you are just seeing here. So I'm going to copy it. So this is me first showing it how the story setting should be, or what the story foundation should be. I will click on send here too. I'll still be putting in everything. So I'm going to paste that in. Yes, I said this is like you just starting. I said create a story set in a present day Nigeria where social media fame influences the dreams and decisions of young adults. The story should feel emotionally realistic and culturally authentic. So I've already defined my S parts of this formula. So let me pick the C part, which is the character purpose. So the C part, character purpose, like I said, don't ask the AI prompting tool for it to be a character. No, tell it who your character is. So the example I gave, I said create a female protagonist whose greatest strength eventually becomes her biggest weakness. So I'm going to copy this because this is what I want my character to be like. My main character is a female, you get. So I'm pasting that in here too. Just watch me carefully. Thank you so much for those joining the live. I really appreciate you guys. For those also liking, thank you so much. I really appreciate. So here are we. Okay, so you can see that from here to here, this place I just highlighted, from here to here is the S part of the formula we're using. That's the story foundation. Then from here to here is the character purpose, we defining our character. You get me? Is we defining our character. So I'll still continue. I'll go back to where I put all of this. I'll copy and paste them. Do not worry, I'm going to put them in the description. So at this place, tell, okay, this here is the emotional journey. So you need to tell your AI prompting tool that, okay, the audience should first admire her. So I'm going to copy what's the emotional journey, what I want her, what the emotional journey should feel like. So I'll still copy this and paste. Copy it and paste. Then the next one, we have done SCE, then N, which is the narration pattern. That one, where is it? Then for the narration pattern, that's the narrative rules. This is what I should do to it. You shouldn't rush the events. You shouldn't jam pack more than 2 scenes, or what, like what would have happened in 2 scenes. You shouldn't jam pack it in just 1 scene. You get? I'm going to copy this and just be watching, guys. So since I have defined since I have defined my master prompting format, I've explained the SCENE. This is everything right here. This is it, everything right here. So I'm going to hit on send, and let's see what this AI prompting is going to give to us. So guys, you can see what this AI prompting tool is giving to us. It's still sending, so let's wait till this is completed. So guys, you can see from this SCEN formula I gave to you guys, and I've already structured out how mine should look like, and I sent it to ChatGPT. You can see what it gave to me. I said story analysis. From this story analysis, you can see it defined the core premise. Like I said earlier, the story foundation. Now it's defining it as the core premise. You can see it. You can see it. So here it now shows the themes that makes up the story: identity versus online personnel, which is like a typical kind of thing we see in our present day world, most especially in Africa. You can see it's validation addiction. You trying to validate a point to some set of people, like due to everybody's online trying to show their life. I feel like I think I should also show my life out there, and that has become an addiction. So family expectations, friendship under pressure, authentic versus performance, being authentic versus performance, healing cost of influence, forgiveness, and all of that. So you should just read through all this and see whether it's still within your style, like it's still within your story framework, like the story you are imagining in your head. Just read through everything it gives to you to make sure that everything is still in line, is still in track. So you can still see the emotional journey, the beginning, the audience admire her, then in the middle of the movie, or what I'm going to call it now, story, you see that the audience now are now questioning, why is she making this decision? Is this person okay? Like that kind of thing when you're watching a movie. Then last part, she's trapped in something she no longer controls. Later on, the ending, she finally becomes the person she was trying to pretend to be. So guys, this is just everything. You can still see that this AI prompting tool I'm using gave us the story too. It gave us the story too that fits this storyline we're trying to develop. Then the next one is setting. You already know that. You can see what it's writing here, present day Lagos. So like I said, I need to read through all this to make sure that it's within the scope. It's within the scope, so that it shouldn't go out of what you are planning to create. So the story structure, this is it. It even gave us the character Bible, but this is not what you're going to use yet. This is not what we would use yet. So let's still go back to our slide. So let's go back to our slide. At this particular place, I said You are an award-winning screenwriter, story architect, creates character designer and AI prompt engineer. Your role is to create high quality cinematic stories that will later be converted into AI generated images and videos. Work like a professional field production team and not a chatbot. We are still going to add these prompts, but make sure that you have already put in that your same formula I showed you guys earlier. So I'm going to still copy this and add it that our project we are creating right here. So remember, we already put in our same formula. That's how we got all of this. You get me? But we are not yet done. We still need to put in this text as it is, like this. So I splitted everything into phases. Then this is the phase one. This phase one is story development. I said develop this story, like this already established story. Let me put it like that here. Develop this already established original story. Set develop this already established original story. Okay, based on the idea I provided, develop this already established original story and make it emotionally engaging based on the idea I provided. The story must have a clear beginning, rising conflicts, climax, and satisfying resolution. So I'm going to paste this as the story development phase one. So this is me still telling this AI that this is how it should structure my story for me. So I'm pasting in the phase one, which is story development. Do not worry guys, we are getting to somewhere. Guys, sorry for the noise. I don't know. I'm so sorry for any noise you're hearing. Yeah. So the phase two is the character analysis. I'm going to copy this too. For this phase two, the character analysis, I'm telling it, my AI prompting to that before it writes any scene prompt, that I should first of all analyze the completed story, that story we have already established to read, to identify every important character. It should state the total number of major characters, the total number of supporting characters, the total number of minor/background characters, and then create a complete character bible for each important character. So this is what our phase two should be, for it to have an analysis of what or who our characters are in this story. Hope you guys are following. Wow. So guys. So this is for phase two. I'm kind of arranging this properly so that everything will be in place. phase three right now, we're going to that's for phase three. Okay, we're still in phase two. Character analysis. This character analysis explain the characters, age, gender, nationality, and all of that. So going to copy this and paste it here. I just add this as arrange it into this semicolon character name age. So this we analyzing how the character looks like. Hope you guys can still hear me. It's raining over here. So this week describing how character name, gender, ethnicity, height, body type. We want to maintain the consistency of all of these aimed at maintaining the consistency of the character. So you can still add hairstyle. Mind you, if you are creating a project any AI shouldn't be in a hurry. This will take you time, yes, but shouldn't be in a hurry. When it will give you your final result, you will not be like why is he giving me this might warrant you to creating time that you at least used to done it once and for all. Doing it. So even though it will take you time, take that pain, please. Then facial expressions, then clothing style. Do not worry, guys. I still have other videos. I intend. So just with time, you get there. I'm still with you guys. So at this very place, after putting in how your character should look like, then add every physical description must remain exactly the same throughout the entire story, unless I ask it, or unless I request a change. Sometimes my a particular character that's putting on a particular dress at one point in time. You might decide that okay, at this particular scene right now, maybe as the story goes by, might tell AI tool that you should change the attire of this character at this point. Get me? So I'm going to copy this tool and add it. So guys, sorry about all the noise, background noise you got. So guys, sorry about background noise. Sorry guys about the background noise you guys heard. So guys, let's get started. Let's keep going. That's what we're doing. So going back to our prompt that we have here. At phase 3 we want to maintain a consistency lock. A consistency lock. That is. I don't know. I think my voice is reverberating or something. I just noticed it right now. What should I do? Let me just off this and check back again. Guys, you can tell me if my audio is okay, please. So at phase 3 is called consistency lock. So I'm going to tell the AI prompting tool that I'm using that it should create a consistency reference sheet containing every permanent detail for each character. So this should form like a consistency lock. Like it should lock all of these characters, like it should put it in its memory, so that anytime I ask for this, it should give it that. And like I said earlier here, it should never alter the facial features and clothing style. So this phase 3 is consistency lock. We're going to now lock everything we have just done now. We're going to lock it. So guys, I think my voice is now clearer. I just did that, so I'll put it back here. Thank God we have not gone really far, though we have gone far but not really far, but I think it's now better. So now that we have locked everything we are trying to build right now, we have locked it. Next thing to do, okay, I think it's still remaining here, the things we want it to lock. After that, we're going to go to I think that's the final scene, which is this phase 4 is the final thing to do. So we're still locking this. Like I said earlier, if you're creating anything with AI, if you want to get something great out of it, you shouldn't be in a hurry. Yes, it will take time for you to develop everything, develop your Okay, I think this has reconnected back, guys. So, I'm going to copy this, paste this for phase 4. So I said for every scene it should include the number of scenes, location, time of the day, emotional tune. Don't worry guys, you guys are going to see what we're going to have or get out of this that we are doing. This might take time to arrange, yes, I know that for sure, but with time you're going to understand what we're actually doing here. So this scene 4, like I said earlier, is we breaking down the scenes, so that for each scene we are going to know the number of locations that are in that scene, what is happening in that scene, the number of location. Is you going to move from this scene, move from this point to this point, then the time of the day, what is happening, did it happen in the night, did it happen during the day, did it happen early in the morning, did it happen in the afternoon when the sun is rising or something. So emotional tune, you need to know that in each of the scenes. In that particular scene, was she crying? Then characters present, we need to know, so that when we are creating our image, we are going to know the characters we are going to use to generate that particular scene. These are the things you should know and bear in mind. Then the next one is phase 5, which is AI prompt preparation. So I'm still going to paste this in. So at this point I said do not generate image prompts yet, wait for my instruction before generating scene by scene AI prompts. So you shouldn't generate it right now, you should just lock everything, all these things I am giving to it, all this information, you should just at least save it in its memory, so that when I will need it or when I will ask it to do the action, it can be able to do it. So I'm going to paste this in as phase 5, this phase 5. Then so guys, thank you so much for all that are still watching us. Thank you so much for liking, thank you so much for joining the live. If you have any question, I'm going to entertain that, so write your questions out, because I'm going to entertain all of that later on. So let's get back to what we are doing. So you can see that I've pasted in the phases, phase 1 to 5. I've pasted in all the phases, phase 1 to 5. So this is it all here, this is it all here. So phase 2, you can see phase 2, you can see phase 3, 4 and 5. So I'm going to now send this. We are giving all of this to our AI prompt because we are already telling it that we already know that it's an award-winning screenwriter. So as a screenwriter, if you are telling a screenwriter about a story, you must show it all of these faces that I gave to you guys right now, you get, so that the screenwriter should know, okay, the characters the person will bring in, or the characters that are going to suit perfectly for that story, you get me. So I'm going to now send this and let's see what it gives to us. I'm actually trying this, guys, right now, like I'm trying it live here right now for the first time. So Guys, network is really disturbing me, but it's all good. Like, it's all good. Whew, guys. Let me refresh this, guys. So guys, I'm sure you guys are learning something right now. You are learning something. The aim of all of these that I'm doing is for us to maintain, like I'm showing you guys the perfect way of you to create a consistent character. Mind you, before you create a consistent character, there must be a story behind that character, because a character will not just emerge from anywhere. So I'm showing you guys the step-by-step process of you first of all creating your story before you now get your characters, and now use AI generating tools to generate consistent characters of those stories. I don't know, like, you guys are getting me. So that's the reason why I'm following all through this process. Don't feel like the process I'm showing you is hard. No, so long as you know what you are doing, this process I'm showing you guys is not hard. Network is really disturbing me, guys. I don't understand. So guys, this that I just sent to ChatGPT right now, this second paragraph of text, after we have established our story, this other paragraph of text I gave to ChatGPT, telling it how you should put it face by face, how you should put my story face by face, like explaining each face to it. I mean, you can see what it says. It says, excellent, this workflow is much closer to how a real film pre-production team works. I will follow it exactly and treat the project like a feature film entering production. He said one recommendation to make it even more robust for AI image and video generation is to add a visual language section before scene prompting. This locks the scene cinematic style, so every generated image and video feels like it belongs to the same film. So you can see that from this that I gave to ChatGPT, I mean, it went ahead to give me something that is recommending to me. So it's now on my own. It's not left for me to say, okay, I'm going to apply it, because someone might recommend something for you and be like, I don't want to use it. So I'll still see if there is need for me to add this visual language section it asks me. I'll first of all try to understand what visual language, what it's trying to say. Okay, visual language, how the visual. So guys, you can see it here: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, and phase 6. Then the visual language Bible will define permanent production choices such as, okay, guys, you see what I'm even saying. It actually gave me a visual language Bible, and this is what it meant, like the visual language Bible: cinematic styling, whether it should be photorealistic, When I mean photorealistic, these are the kind of images I'm talking that are photorealistic. Let me show you those images I showed you guys earlier. Yes, these are photorealistic images. Photorealistic, they look realistic, right? So it's asking or telling me that it's important that I put in the visual language. So color palette, camera language, lighting. I think I need to add this also, so that everything should just look good. So it's not telling me that if I add this visual language Bible, it will prevent the AI from producing scenes that suddenly look like they belong to a different movie. So if you watch all these AI movies right now, like all these top performing AI movies, you find out that their visual styling or their visual language remains the same. Like if they're using this kind of color palette or color grading or something, it still remains the same. You get? So it's also following everything I gave to it. It's following everything. What I would just add right now is that, okay, I would make use of the visual language you suggested to me, so add that. When you are using ChatGPT to create your stories, please and please communicate with it. Communicate with it.